Hello all, welcome to the Mechanical Engineer. In this video, we are going to conduct the thermal analysis on the heat sink. Further, we are going to compare the performance of a rectangular heat sink and tapered heat sink, then heat sink with pin fins. I have three models to compare. First one is a straight plate fins. So in this, the fin thickness is 2 mm. The fin height is around 25 mm. Fin spacing is 8 mm. And I have kept the number of spins as 8. Then this is the total volume and the mass is around 113 gram. The second design configuration I have considered is a tapered fin with a base thickness of 2 mm, then tip thickness, that is the topmost thickness, is 0.85 mm. The overall height is kept as same, 25 mm. The fin spacing is kept as 6.2 and number of fins is 10 and the mass is kept around 111 gram. So the mass is kept almost same to have a valuable comparison. The third fin is a pin fin with a fin diameter of 2.9 mm, height 25 mm, then fin spacing 5 mm. The mass is around 112 mm. So in all the three cases, the mass is around 111, 112 and 113 to have a valid comparison. So now let's see how to conduct the thermal analysis in the heat sink. So first to open ANSYS. In the left side you can see various toolboxes. So I am selecting Steady-State Thermal. So you can click and drag this here. The material I am going to consider as aluminium. So in the engineering data, right click and choose edit. The default material is structural steel. So I am going to add aluminium. So you can type aluminium here and click enter. Then you can choose the isotropic thermal conductivity. Click, drag and drop it. Then you can find the value of isotropic thermal conductivity. So my isotropic thermal conductivity is around 205. Okay, so this is the material property. Then again you can go to project. So now you can see the tick mark near the engineering data. Next I am going to import the geometry. So in the geometry, right click, choose import geometry, choose browse. So I have created the model using SolidWorks and I have converted it into IGS file. So the IGS file will be available in the description, you can download it. So first I am importing the rectangle.igs. Next I am going to edit the model. So click the model, right click on that and choose edit. Now this is the home page of the model. So in that you can click the plus symbol near the material and you can see there are two materials. The structural steel is a predefined material and we have defined aluminum. Now you can click the geometry, choose the rectangle and here you can change the structural steel into aluminum. So now I have updated the material. Next I am going to mesh this. So I am going with the default mesh. So right click on the mesh and choose generate mesh. So based on your requirement, if you need, you can refine the mesh. Now the meshing is done. You can see that now the entire geometry is modeled into small elements. Next I am going to apply the boundary conditions. So in the steady state thermal, you can right click, choose insert and you can choose heat flux. So in our case, we have considered this as a heat sink for an electric component. So in that scenario, this bottom surface will be attached with the electronic device. So the heat will be applied here. So I am selecting this bottom surface, click apply and I have considered a heat flux of 100 into e power 3 watt per meter square. Okay, so you can change the values based on your requirement. Next I am going to apply the convection. So you can right click on the steady state thermal, choose insert and choose convection. Okay, so in convection, except the bottom surface, I am going to consider convection around all the surfaces. So what I am going to do is I am going to choose this face selection tool and I am going to click Ctrl A to select all the surfaces. Then you can click the control and you can select the bottom surface to deselect it. So now we have selected all the surfaces except this bottom surface, and you can click apply. And in the coefficient of heat transfer, I'm giving a value of 10. So this is for natural convection, this is an approximate value. Next, in the solution, right click, choose insert. So I'm going to extract two results. One is the temperature, and the another one is total heat flux. So these two will definitely give us a valuable comparison between the three configurations. So after selecting what are the results we need, I'm right clicking on the solution, and you can click solve. Now the solution is done. So to view the results, you can click on the temperature. So this is the temperature distribution. The minimum temperature is around 1227, and it is at the top. So you can click the probe to view where the minimum temperature is there. And the maximum temperature is at the bottom. Of course, this surface is in contact with the electronic part. So it's around 1254.7. Then heat flux. So this shows how much heat is removed. So for a good heat sink, we need a lower maximum temperature and a higher average heat flux. So these two values will definitely give a valuable comparison. So I am noting these two values. So if you want to save the results, you can export the image. So you can select image, you can choose image to file, you can click OK, and you can give a name, and you can click the save button. Fine. So this is the results for a rectangular fin. So next I'm going to change it to a tapered fin. So come to the home page, right click on the geometry, choose replace geometry, and choose browse. So next I'm going with the tapered fin. So I'm selecting tapered fin, click OK. In the model, right click and choose update. Now go to the model page. So we can see that the tapered configuration is imported. So in the geometry you can see a question mark. So the reason is the material is not assigned. So you can click the plus symbol near the geometry, and you can select the tapered solid. You can select the material assignment and choose aluminum. Now right click on the mesh to update it. So you can use update. So we can see a question mark near heat flux and convection. It means that the surface is not defined. So in heat flux, select the bottom surface and click apply. And in the convection, just like the previous time, so you can select face tool, click Ctrl A to select all the faces, then click Ctrl and select the bottom surface to deselect it. So you can apply. All the values are predefined, we have already given it. So you can directly right click on the solution and you can click solve. Now we have got the results. The temperature, maximum temperature is 1072. So in the previous case it is around 1254. So here the maximum temperature is low compared with the rectangle. It means that the temperature of the electrical device will be low. So this will be very effective. And to have one more value, we can see the average heat flux. So it's around 1.44 e power 5. So here also the heat flux is low. So it means that not much amount of heat is transferred. So we can save the results. Then next I am going to import the pin fin. So you can come to home page, right click on the geometry, choose replace geometry, choose browse, and you can choose pin IGS. Then right click on the model and choose update. So we can see the process is going on. So now the model is imported. We can see the question mark near the geometry. You can click the plus symbol, then choose pin, and you can assign the material just like the previous one, and right click on the mesh and choose update. Then you can choose heat flux and select the bottom surface, click apply. Then in the convection, just like the previous time, select the face tool, click Ctrl A, Then click Control and deselect the bottom face and click Apply. Now you can right click and solve this. So we have got the results. The temperature, the minimum temperature is around 982 and the maximum temperature is around 1011, which is much lesser than the previous two. And going to the heat flux, the average heat flux is 1.59 e power 5. This is higher compared with the previous two configurations. Okay, so these two results will give us the comparison. So if you want, you can save the results as images. Now this is the clear comparison between the three configurations. The straight plate, the volume is 42 and the mass is 113, and in tapered configuration the volume is around 41.12 and the mass is 111, and in pin the volume is 41.77 and the mass is 112. So in all the three configurations the mass is almost same. And comparing the maximum temperature, so for a good heat sink, the maximum temperature should be low and the average heat flux should be high. So the maximum temperature is high in straight plate and slightly low in tapered, and it's very low in pin fin. And comparing the heat flux also, the heat flux is high in straight plate and is low in tapered, and it is good in pin. So comparing these two parameters, the pin fin configuration give us a good heat transfer with 1.59 e power 5 heat flux and a lowest maximum temperature of 1011. So this will definitely keep the electrical device cool. So comparing these three, the pin fin is the effective configuration. So in this video we have seen how to conduct the steady state thermal analysis on a heat sink, and we have also compared the configurations of three heat sinks, and we have obtained the best configuration for an effective heat sink. Thank you.